Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still forming higher highs and higher lows. Over the last few hours, it's pretty much just been consolidating. I have provided, I'm not sure if we did this in the last video, don't think we did, but throughout the afternoon, I've provided these micro Fibonacci resistance levels on Discord, and I want to talk about them now in this video. I also want to talk about the micro support levels in this video and the two wave counts here on the 1 hour chart. Bear in mind, this is not an analysis on the larger time frame. I showed you the daily chart twice today, and it's important to not ignore the bigger picture, the context when looking here at the micro structures. Sometimes, and I realize that more and more, especially in the last few days, now that the market has become a little bit more volatile, people put too much emphasis on the micro structures and they completely lose sight of the overall bigger picture. Not everybody really should be so concerned about these microstructures. They are only really relevant to, for informative purposes, to understand when the smaller time frame trend breaks. But bear in mind, a break of a trend on the 1 hour chart doesn't necessarily have an impact on the 4 hour chart or the daily chart. So if you are really interested in, or if you're interesting, well, I'm sure you're interesting, but if you're interested in the 1 hour chart or the 30-minute time frame wave patterns, really depends on your trading plan. I mean, someone who's just interested in larger time frame, larger degree swing trades doesn't need to be so concerned about these micro patterns. Okay, sometimes people panic when, let's say, on the 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart, a micro support level breaks. Whereas if that person is in a larger degree swing trade, that is actually, still very much intact. I mean, there's no need to panic about these things. But that being said, we haven't had a break in support or break of support in a while on the Bitcoin chart. Rather, pullbacks have been quite shallow for the last 1 to 2 weeks. The last really good setup was here, this support region, when the price hit the 50% retracement here, located at 59,000 roughly, and then started to take off. Okay, and we are printing higher highs and higher lows. And there are two wave patterns that I'm tracking. Both of them are part of this C wave in wave 3, and I've highlighted here this area specifically between 73,526 and 74,430 USD as an ideal projection for this C wave in wave 3. So this is ideal. Okay, after wave B of 3 bottomed around the 10th of October, at least that's the current thesis, the C wave is likely unfolding. It would be a 5-wave move. There are a couple of ways how this can be, or how this could be unfolding. The blue scenario shows wave 1 complete of wave C, and bear in mind a C wave is a 5-wave pattern. So we want to see all 5 waves completed. Chances are you might not see that very well, so I show you with a red line here. So we have wave 1 complete. This topped on the 11th of October around 63,300. Then the wave 2 pullback, which bottomed on Sunday the 13th. The third wave in this scenario is still unfolding. It would be ideal if the third wave could maybe form one more high, at least to 68,780. That's the 1.38 extension. Further extensions would be welcomed because that will take us closer to that ideal target area. Then if we push a little bit higher, I would have to adjust micro support. But currently, should that wave 4 start already, or should we get a pullback, this is the first micro support area I can identify here. It's between 65,200 and 66,890. And as long as we're holding it, I'd be watching for a 5th wave to the upside, which can send us into that target area above. There is some resistance where the trend line is running, and there is some resistance around 71K. There's a confluence of a couple of levels, and then here just some micro resistance levels at 68,780, which would be an ideal target for the internal third wave here. Circle 3, maybe higher, 70K. But then there's some confluence around 71K as well, just a cluster of resistances. But overall, the focus can be on higher as long as we avoid a sustained break below the upper micro support here. The yellow scenario, I don't like so much. Okay, this is based on the idea of a 1-2-1-2 setup, and we could subdivide higher as well, probably with even, with quite shallow pullbacks, but then again, The blue count should also show shallow pullback. So maybe, maybe we can ignore the yellow count. I don't know. We might need it. I'm not entirely sure yet. So overall, I'm still watching for higher prices as long as the 65,200 level is holding. Any sustained break below it would open the door to a drop into the lower support region again, which is between 55,487 and 59,240 USD. But overall, that means we're still watching for higher, and it makes sense to stay in a trend, go with the trend as long as it is easy to do so, as long as we're printing higher highs and higher lows. Obviously, we are now close to resistance, as I said, and but in this scenario, pullbacks would actually be shallow only, okay? Because it would be just internal fourth waves and then one more high in wave 5. But as I said, ideally the third wave pushes even a little bit higher. Then the next deeper pullback would be white wave 4 after the third wave is complete, and might complete around that 74K area. Yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. But before we complete the video, just wanted to let you know I was kindly invited to the podcast on the All in Crypto channel. I'm going to link that video in the video description. We talked about all sorts of different markets, the S&P 500, Bitcoin, the altcoin sector, market cap charts, and so on. You might want to check it out if you're interested. I've linked it in the podcast section on this channel here, as well as just below in the video description. So if you're interested, check it out. In there, I explain a little bit about Elliott Wave as well as the current markets. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you also liked the video here. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.